Hello and welcome. We are back. Now, as promised, burnt sienna. That's where we're at. There we go. Light it up, light it up. Mm-hmm. Light it up, light it up. Mm-hmm. G'day guys. Hello Marco. Hello Jaden. Hello JJ. Oh wow. Yeah, a bit of a change up today guys. 2 hours till Friday. So I thought I'd dress a little bit funky today. But I'm having a bit of a bad hair day at the same time. We're managing though. We are managing. Now, what I do with my good brush over here. Hello from the Netherlands. Welcome. Hello from Indonesia. That's pretty special. Right. It's late at night, guys. I'm going to enjoy some little refreshments while we paint. But that's okay. Let's have a look-see here. Cool. Pineapples on pizza. I think pineapples on pizza get a bad rap, guys. It's better than you think. But the reason why we don't believe that is because we haven't had good pizza with pineapple on it. For pineapple to be effective, it needs to be really spicy. Really have some kick to it. Mexico got me sold on it. Mexico makes really good tacos and things like this. They always have a side of pineapple with it. And you get hooked. You really get hooked. Right. All my friends yawned. Agree. Love pineapple on pizza. There we go. And red wine, my kind of guy. How about red wine and pineapple pizza? The whole shooting box. It'd be pretty fun. I hope that lighting's working okay too, guys. I'm just going to whack on the other lights here. Hope that makes a bit of a difference as well. Whoa, who put that there? Me. Alright. Yeah, new haircut. Well spot. Okay, so we're using the textures in the background right now. We're adding in some tannish colours. Letting it catch on the background detail. Just create this layered texture effect. Just for a bit of fun. Hello SK. Is that real? Well, the t-shirt's real. I'm sorry if it surprises you. And the dog is not real. The dog is a painting of a dog. The dog is a Hungarian Whistler. Hold on, I'm just going around the edges here, guys. Like I'm saying, do your homework. Go around the edges of that canvas. Get it all covered. It'll be worth your while in the long run. Right. Hello, Howard. Hello, Pickles. Hey, dude. Look at that city. Fantastic. And Pickles, I haven't seen that name before, but welcome. Okay, so we're adding this colour in lightly, guys. Like I say, with this background, we don't want to make the colours too intense. We just want to flesh it out. Flesh it out with some fun tones. And to make the background similar to the foreground, so you don't feel like there's this disparity going on, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to use a smaller brush the whole way through the background. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring the strokes in the foreground with the dog and the fabrics, the face and things like this. I'm going to match the strokes in the background. Small brush strokes, small brush strokes. And that's going to mean that you won't feel like the background's been ignored. That although there's less tonal change, there's an equal amount of detail. Perfect. That's what we're going for. Now we're not using a thinning medium. We're using a gloss medium. Thanks, Lexa. All right. Now the gloss medium, it still will make it a little bit more transparent, but the good thing about it is it's going to make it shiny. We want shiny. There we go. It's pronounced Yeshla. Ah, sorry T, and welcome back by the way. I was just thinking earlier that T will be fast asleep, but she's not. So welcome. So it's late at night here in New Zealand, it's Thursday, but it's about to become Friday. So I thought I'd put on some more fun clothing. Let's see where that took me. Boom, 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 boom. No. Vicia. 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 I'll Google it. See where that takes me. To stop me from standing in front of the painting, guys, I'm going to spin it ever so slightly around. Hopefully the light still catches it in a nice way. Here we go, how's that? Can you still, yeah, you should be able to make up the dog from there. And this way I'll stand here like this. And you'll have everything. Everything, everything. Cool, cool, cool. There we go. Okay. And once we're finished with this background, guys, we are going to go into the foreground with some of these colours and build it out as well. Thanks, Stefan. There we go. With these strokes, we're going less for the detail on them. Harmonious. Strokes, we're going more for coverage. I want to get this white all over this background. Since it's a small brush, it is going to take a little more time. It's a little more time. Before I go back there. Here we go. Here we go. Up and around the edge. Beautiful. Philippines fan here. Welcome. And pinned a comment. Hi Seb. Oh, thank you very much T. Appreciate that. San Diego, California. I do listen to music, but a lot of the stuff that you'll be able to play on the stream is less fun because it's copyrighted. So you get the sound of the paintbrush. Hello from Malaysia, and sending you love from and light. Oh, thank you very much, guys. I appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. There we go. There we go. Same story, team. We go around those edges. There we go. Up a better way, yeah. Da 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 da. Well, in this case here, it's quite easy to choose the colours because I'm using white. But typically, a good way to start a painting if you want to have funky colours in it, start with yellow, blue, and red, and then match those colours to the tones you see. So blues will become the dark greys, reds will be the medium greys, yellows will be the light greys, and see where that takes you. And then after that, you can start bringing in the correct colours. That's the easiest way. But you can start it in a bunch of different ways. So in this case here, we've gone for complementary colours, the yellows and the purples. And then we're going to add the oxides, our darker colours, our browns and our siennas over the top of that to get this tone of the dog coming through. The paint I use is acrylic. Big fan of acrylic. It dries fast. There's a lot of compounds you can put in it, and we love adding compounds to it. Thank you very much. I'm just going to move you guys back a wee bit. 1 second. There we go. How's that? I'll just bring you around this way slightly. There we go. Moderator Lucy. Welcome back, Lucy. I missed the comment you pinned, but loving the shirt. Oh, loving the shirt. Thank you very much, Lucy. Appreciate that. It's it is 2 hours off Friday. So I thought, am I going to go for the regular white shirt or should I do something silly? I felt silly. Primary colours, genius really, that's so cool of you, appreciate that. So, the primary colours will give you a very simple base. It's probably arguably the most effective of all the techniques, but it doesn't mean it's the only one. In this case here, we've used a slightly different one. To underline the colours of this dog, we've used complementary colours. So in this case, yellow and purple are complementary. So they'll look good together. Now, that doesn't mean the dog's going to be yellow and purple, but the underlying layers later in the piece will be purple. Meaning that the 5%, maybe less, we'll see. Hard to say right now, of the dog, maybe more, of the dog will have that underlying tone to it. Pinned a comment, I missed it. Unpinned a comment. Hey, how's it going? I'm just leaving the conversations and narrating them. There we go. Now, like I say, guys, small brush. We're going for coverage. I would like to go higher, but I might be too short. We'll just keep reaching up. I reckon we'll make that actually. We'll just keep going. Yeah, there we go. Gonna itch it up there a bit more. A bit more wild with the way the paint gets applied. Coverage and texture up there, guys. That's what we're after. There we go. San Diego, California. I haven't been to California in a long time, maybe 6 years. Great place though. What kind of brush are you using? It seems kind of stiff. It is a little bit. It's a synthetic brush, but it's got a mixture of bristles. So what you're hearing is it's got a mixture of bristles because some of them are stiff, and then when I push harder, it goes into the soft bristles. So there's a mixture. And I like that. Big fan of that. There we go. And just a little bit more in that corner there. I'll grab some more water for that. Back in just a second, guys. There's a guy on the live above you with plastic surgery muscles. That's wild. Good for him if he's into that. I'll be back in just a second, and hello from Bangkok. Welcome. Yeah, mate. Indeedly-o. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. I'm back, sorry guys. I'm back. What is this? This is a stream, this is an art stream. Welcome. Excuse my reading at the moment too, guys. Had a bit of a headache the last few days. Not anymore, but for some reason my distant reading is not as slick as it normally is. It has gone downhill. So bear with me as I navigate that. Now, can add a bit more liquid glass to this. What's that comment there? I can't read that, but it sounds exciting. I think what you're saying is it's 4:30 AM where you are. Oh, is that a dog? I thought it might have been two people. Look, it could be. Art's subjective. It can be whatever you want it to be. Whatever brings you the most happiness. I actually have been a little bit concerned at how obvious the dog is. And I've been thinking, I need to tone it back a little bit, but I'm seeing it from a different angle to you guys, because I'm seeing it from front on the whole time. And you've got quite a wild angle. Yes, pineapple shirt. Just showing my support for all the pineapple pizzas out there in the world. Getting far more flack than they deserve. Right to the top there, guys. There we go. right at the top. Now we're using a gloss gel in with the white. You can't tell when we're applying it, but it's going to keep the paint looking wet. So this white background doesn't just seem like a blah matte. It wants to actually have a lot of fun, a lot of texture, a lot of shine. Shine on, you crazy diamond. There we go. Beautiful. Down the line like this. This is called doing your homework, guys. Well, not officially, it's what I call it. And what it means is I'm just going around the canvas, going over and around these edges. So that way, framed or unframed, the canvas is going to look great. There might be a few little areas that I actually won't touch with this gloss white. So they'll fall back. Create a little bit of disparity in the actual background for a bit of fun. That's okay. Speaking of obvious, I can already see the mark. Oh, thank you very much. Bob, he's painting though. I do wish I had space in my house for art like this. Oh, tell you what else, these do get pretty big, but I did use some small pieces as well. I'll show you the smallest canvas. It's over here. This one here is as small as we can go, pretty much. This is 400 millimeters by 500 millimeters, and it's about perfect size for the wall. But that's a good little one. Once you go smaller than that, you start running out of room for brush strokes, and yeah, you need to be able to have that room to explore what a brush can do. If you don't have that, then you sort of end up, well, for me personally, just craning over the work, trying to make it come together without the I can't remember what I was trying to say there. It's like putting an animal in a zoo in a too small a cage. That's what it's like when you try and put your brush strokes, big expressive brush stroke, on a small canvas. Your art talent consists of stick figures. Well, if you've been to New Zealand, you'll know that Pack and Save is a very renowned brand, and their mascot is a stick figure. And it's probably one of the most universally recognisable stick figures in New Zealand. So, nothing wrong with stick figures. You can go far with stick figures. Thank you, Jess. Appreciate that. That's I think I recognise that name too. That's Jess Hammond. Me and Jess Hammond went to primary school together, if I've got the right one. Thank you for stopping by, Jess. Appreciate you. Do you do pencil work first? Absolutely not. So, oh, perfect, Jess. Welcome. That's pretty fun. So no, we won't do any pencil work when we start a piece. And the reason why is I like those little mistakes in the way the image actually comes together. I like actually having there being a little bit off with the proportions. As you eyeball something, those little parts you get wrong is sort of your mind accentuating and shrinking certain parts of it as you felt necessary. And the end result is something that a Homo sapiens brain can produce, but a computer will struggle with more, because a computer's going to struggle to replicate imperfection. Whereas us Homo sapiens, we're very good at imperfection. So, too many guidelines and you lose the quality that your work has, or the value your work can have over and above, say, a robot. So, that's what I reckon. There we go. Thanks, Charles. Appreciate you. Okay, this wants to actually dip down a little bit lower here. There we go. Who is that shutting the door? There's a couple of people over tonight. So, I've been moving around the house. I've got 2 cousins from 2 different sides of the family tree over. 2 brothers. All sorts of people in the house tonight. Love the colours. Thank you very much. And guys, if you are enjoying the stream, you can get more stuff in the bio. There's a fancy little thing called a link tree. It's not that fancy, it's new for me. And you can find all the things you need via that. Down to here. There we go. Dim the lights down very low. Here we go. There we go. Perfect. There we are. Slowly building it out. Hello, Alex. Welcome. There we go. Now we can come in with some of these browns, mix them with some sienna oxide. It's going to give us quite a funky colour. Now the tone of this colour is almost 1 for 1 going to match our purples. But the actual hue of it is going to be vastly different. And that's what we want. Thanks, Bradley. Appreciate that. This is actually one that I had in the studio over Christmas, New Year's, and everyone was walking in and saying that this was their favourite. Out of all the artwork in the studio, saying that this dog was the go. Now, the one thing we have to remember is that if we try and get too much realism into it, we'll lose that effect or allure that the abstraction currently has, that this little bit of impressionist style has. So, we're going to play with it, but we're not going to go too far into the realism. Just enough. We want to make sure we leave enough room for some paint strokes just to be a little bit wild, a little bit experimental. And that will be the most fun. There we go. So currently I'm just going around with a brown paint and realising areas. G'day Ocean, welcome. And thanks for adding me on Instagram, Ocean. Good to have you there. Saw your message come through. Appreciate the TikTok and the wishing bottle. Love your shirt, it blends in with your work of art. Huh. I suppose it does actually. That's pretty funny. There we go, just like that. Don't be tempted to frame the picture. When I say that, I mean with the outline of the body, the temptation is to get a dark line and go yum, 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 yum. Don't do that. Unless there is a dark line, leave it. Don't give in to that temptation to frame it in a way that you think it should be, rather than actually what you see. That's pretty important. Thanks, Natalie. Appreciate you. And hello. Welcome. Good morning, Pink Prospector. It must be morning for you. It's not morning here for me. In fact, it's very, very evening. It's, what time is it over here? Probably pushing 12 o'clock. Should be about 11 o'clock right now. And we're just adding a little bit of paint in here. Bringing this dog to life, one paint stroke at a time. Yeah. There we are. And there we are. Perfect. Tegan. You didn't expect me, but I'm here. Fantastic. Glad to hear it. What colours do you mix to get purple? Great question. You mix red and blue, but there's two kinds of red. There's warm red and cool red. You can call those scarlet and crimson. They look very different. Now, the key to making a really warm, crisp purple, sort of like a, to give an example. Well, the key to a warm purple is use warm red. Colder purple, cold red. Blues are very much the same. Yeah. If you're not quite sure, you can buy the paint straight off the shelf and it will be absolutely fine. Pinned a comment, I missed it, but I tried. And Ocean, thank you very much for the wishing bottles. Appreciate you to no end. I did. Well spot. Well spot. I wanted a little more off the top, but it's fine. It's good. We're going to swap this one out for a moment, guys. Swapping it out, we're going to go for back to the Kids on the Beach. Just don't want to overdo it with those browns. This is in a really fun space. One moment. Yeah, it's in a really fun space, guys. I'm gonna grab this one over here though. There we go. Da, 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 da. That'll sit there. Cool, cool. And we'll take down this picture and then put up this picture. There we go. Cool, cool. And we'll keep fleshing this one out. Sponsored by Corona, I wish. Yes, this is the Corona studio. And the reason we call it that is there's a giant Corona banner across the back wall. Alright. Hey, thank you very much, Elvis. I'm a huge fan of your music. Let's have a look-see here. Here we go. And the lines are very low. Here we go. You're so beautiful. You could be an air hostess in the 60s. A little bit of that in there. Pin the comment going back to the dog. Are you leaving the background blank, Bradley? It's a good question. We will be leaving the background, well, it won't be blank. It'll be negative space in terms of the colour palette. But in terms of what it will do, when you got close to it, there'll be a lot of detail in it. That's why we're only taking the background with a small brush. Because we want to build up that texture and layers in a way that you don't write it off. The background wants to be something that you can look at and appreciate. So, that's what's going on there. Good morning, Reese. Welcome. There we go. Got a leg coming around here, down to here, couple of toes, and then we have another leg coming down here. Couple of toes, and then we have stump there like that. There we go. That wants to do that. Perfect. Now we're talking. Your hair colour changes with the light. Either it looked darker chocolate. Yeah, chops and changes. So it's more of a, probably more of a light brown, I reckon. I reckon it's accurate way of describing it. Right, got some clouds up here. We'll just capture these. Whew. It is hot out tonight. When you come to San Diego, California, I want to see your talent. I can't understand that, but I'm very excited about it. Malaysia, welcome. There we go. Okie dokie. What we're going to do, guys, just to make it a bit easier for me, going to lift this up a wee bit. Bear with me. There we go. Sorted. That'll allow me just to reach more of the picture easier. Right, what's been said? 10:55, indeed. So a later stream for me today. Hetty, yes indeed. I'm surprised actually, I wasn't expecting any Kiwis here. But there has been an abundance of you hanging out, which is pretty cool to see. Unless Jess is somewhere in the world other than New Zealand. In which case it's just Hetty. Just adding on layers. Where's the reference? The reference is here on a stick. Here we are. Hope that helps. But basically, guys, it's got to a stage now where we need to slowly make these three kids be characters in and of the painting. In and of itself, rather than needing a reference pick to guide them. They're getting there. They're getting there, but they're not there yet. Bit more paint here, bit more paint there. Who knows? Missed some things there. You make everyone yawn. Sorry, guys. It's that time of night. I don't mean to make everyone yawn. I apologize. Just gonna stand there and watch me burn. That's alright because I like the way it hurts. Just gonna stand there and hear me cry. It's 5 AM for me. Insomnia is brutal. Pink Prospector, you're an absolute champion. That is very early. Thanks, Sammy. Couple of little speakers. I think it's a suggestion saying, yo, get some music. But at the moment, guys, you just got the sound of me. Well, I slap some layers on here. Let's see if I can't get some more definition coming out in these characters. So sobbing, I don't know what that means. And Sammy Ross, thank you very much. I can't decide if you're a Kiwi or Australian. I am a Kiwi. That's what I am. Kiwi. but I do sound Australian, and for the rest of the world, I sympathise with you. What's the difference? So, here we are. Your little Kiwi painter. Slapping on paint. Here we go. There we go. Now we're talking. Good night. Sammy Bay is out of here. See you later, Sammy. How to unpin my comment? I'm shy. Oh, jeepers. I missed what the comment was. I'm so sorry. Usually our lovely moderators, been helpful, will pin comments to try and help me see them, because sometimes I just clean miss them, and it's my bad, guys. I think I need a little dinger to go off every time a comment rolls in, but yeah. The dinger would probably drive me nuts though. It'd be like one of those receipt printers in a old school restaurant. There we go. Zoom the lines down to very low. Here we go. Heading out. Got a planned family-inspired burger meal for tomorrow's dinner. Yes, Hetty. If anyone here is into big feeds, and you want to see some Kiwi food, Hetty, the guy that's just about to head out, is the man that you want to be watching. Because he knows how to make a feed. There is no doubt about that. Here we go. Coming on down. Would you do a painting of a nude model? We used to do that all the time in art school. It's a common question. People think it might be an awkward one, but it's not. Nude modelling is very common because people really enjoy with charcoals doing the contour of skin and the way it can fold and move, and you can catch. Basically you study all the muscles, and once you've done that, then you can move on to putting fabric over the top of them. I don't mind just starting with fabric, but expect if you go to art school or do a drawing class to be doing nude models, and it's certainly something that's very normalised in the art world. And from my experience in art school, the nude models were always really friendly people. I actually ran to a few in town a couple of times. And, you go, hey, thanks for modelling. Can I get you a beer? See you, Hitty. Look after yourself. But would you do it now? Would I paint nude models? Of course I would. Absolutely. Typically though, I like to work from a picture, just because the picture can stay still. It's a lot of effort for a nude model to stay still for a long period of time. And so having a picture is very handy. But a nude model is very handy when you want to swap from position to position rapidly over the course of a session. Maybe you want them sitting, then standing, then leaning, then reclining. And they can do that all from one position without you having to worry about getting a whole bunch of images or any of that sort of stuff. You can get it all from the one model, right there on the spot. Hey, thank you very much, Lee. And I appreciate all the amazing feedback, Lee, that you've been giving on the reels. And I'm so sorry that it's taking me so long to get back to you. Would you do a painting of us in the nude if we were a couple? Absolutely. Again, it's something that's very, very normalised in the art world. If the couple was comfortable doing it, and realise too, you're doing a 3-hour sit down, and so with 3 hours you get the result of, say, the dog we were painting before. You'll get the definition. Good night, who's out of here? Jason, don't you go to bed, Jason, hang out for a bit. You get the same definition as the dog, basically. You wouldn't get that deep layering because you've only got 3 hours, and that's enough time for the couple, but you could certainly create something pretty special. But there's this, you want to actually do it a little more abstract, with a little bit more impressionism to it. And the reason you want to do that is because that allows you to be quite raw, be quite primal with the paint, and at the end of the day, if you've been a naturalist and you want to work off a real life model rather than a picture, you're going to want that more raw primal result, which you'll get from abstraction and impressionism. How much is a good question? It depends. It depends. So I always charge a little bit more for clients who want to do things in private. Thanks, Jason. Light up the place. You're an absolute champion, Jason, just FYI. So I charge a little bit more if anyone wants to take painting private, because that means I can't share it with you guys, and I really like being able to do painting that I can share with everyone. So if it goes private, I lift the cost up a little bit, because, yeah, we'll be doing it all in my own time, which I love to do, don't get me wrong, I love it, but I really like sharing painting with everyone. I think that's important. But yeah, if you do want to do that, reach out to me on any platform, they're all good, and sort of tell me what you're thinking, where you're from. That's an important thing. Distance, big factor. If you're in Auckland, it's pretty easy. If you're in Wellington, overseas, it gets a little bit more complex by location. Of course, we can always do it via Google Meets, but then you have to ask yourself, how pure is that? And should we just work off a picture? So, these are the questions. You're garbage. You are not garbage. That is so incorrect. You have no idea. It's funny, if you only knew the immense value you have from being conscious alone. And I say that because that's the one thing you know you are. Descartes told you that. You know you're conscious. And the first thing you need to do from there is see value in yourself. And one person who can give that to you is E.T. Go straight to E.T. Let him tell you. E.T., the hip-hop preacher, also known as the refresher. You're not worthless, you're fantastic. I don't know what SF means. I'm not cool enough. I'm a bit of a nerd. I'm a nerd, I don't know slang. And do you have a favourite colour? I do magenta at the moment, but it chops and changes so often. Next time you ask me, it'll be different. Karen, hello, I'm doing great, thank you. Appreciate you asking. I'm in Southern California and I often go to New Zealand. Your boat, stay on it when they're perfect. Well, that all works really nicely and it sounds very doable. Get in touch, and next time you're in New Zealand, we can figure something out. Think Prospector, where did you get that shirt? It's so cool. Jason, I got this shirt in an op shop in Berlin. So it's actually not one of those, because a lot of the time you find these shirts in regular stores, but the stitching on the shirt's actually super nice. Yeah, it's like a designer shirt, but I got it for $2, so that's fun. Yeah. Alright guys, let's have a look-see here. Where are we at? Let's grab, we do need to add some grey blues in here. Clayfo blue. Not this one. Is it going to be gold? Not this one. What are we missing here? Pacific blue. Yeah, we'll go for this one. Pacific blue. There we are. Perfect. Did you get a haircut? Look sharp. Thank you very much. I did. It was getting pretty out the gate messy before, but now we're sort of in an element of a bit more control. So that's handy. That's handy. Now let's get in here. And let's dive onto this brown colour here. And find some homes for it. There we go. Now we're talking. Now we're talking to it too. Here we go. Perfect. Just like that. Hand wave, thank you very much. And hello, Paul. Welcome. A gamepad. Cheers, Briscoe. Cheers, Jackie. I love this shirt too. I figured it was 2 hours till Friday, so I'll put on something fun. I think that's fair enough. Imagine all the people living for today. Yeah, you may say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Jason, how was my birthday? Jason, it was fantastic. I was absolutely showered with love from some of my closest friends and family. I received messages from people in my past I haven't heard from in a long time. And it was just a really wholesome, friendly, fun experience. Shelby, my partner, went above and beyond to make sure I enjoyed every moment of it. And yeah, honestly, could not ask for more. Did the married couple get their painting yet from your reel? It's actually currently sitting down at the freight depot. So it's ready to ship, it's left my hand, it's waiting with them. I had it outside the box because what I do before I ship something, guys, is there's a couple of things. First off, I'll send you some pictures of it. Up close, far away, with the reason being that you get a chance to actually say, oh, actually, can you swap that? I feel like that little part there is just going to be a bit niggly for me. And that's okay, we can do that. So we'll swap things like hairlines, noses, collars, arms, just little things. Not a big deal. It doesn't affect the overall painting, but the person purchasing it feels passionate about a small part, so we'll absolutely fix that. And now the painting is sitting down there. She said she loved every part of it. She said it's incredible. So we didn't make any changes to it once it was finished. And it's just waiting on her to confirm her address because there's a temptation just to send it, but it's good to get that shipping address confirmed. Otherwise, who knows what could happen. The suit definitely sealed the deal for me. Yeah, and thank you, Paul. Appreciate that. The suit was phenomenal in that. I was a huge fan as well. It just came together really nicely. It was yeah. In fact, it came together at the very start, and every time I touched it, yeah, it's an interesting one. That was a classic one of going, leave it there. It's in a good place. Let it be. Like the Beatles. Let it be, let it be, let it be. You added texture so it didn't look flat. Yes. Yeah. Bunch of texture to the whole thing. And it had liquid glass layers in it, so certain parts of the paint would catch the light and other parts wouldn't. It actually had a little bit of everything going on in that painting. Really fun piece. Painting clothes is just difficult for me. And if you're struggling to paint clothes, you're probably getting hung up on what you think clothes should look like instead of what you actually see. Relax and just see shapes, tones, lines, and just let those govern where you put the paint. And it'll come together for you. You can't not. Christchurch based here. How long does it normally take a piece? How long does a piece normally take if we flew you down here? A piece normally takes, it depends. If we do a fast job, it can take up to, it can be quite fast. It can be 3 hours, 3 to 5 hours, and the piece is done. If we do lots of layers and build it up slowly and have this depth of colour and things like this, anywhere between 7 and 15 hours. But look, unless it's a fixed wall, you don't need to fly me anywhere. I can just paint it and ship it down south. So, there's plenty of options. Briscoe, you're an absolute champion. Appreciate it. And I'm actually wearing some perfume at the moment. Well, not perfume, cologne. And you'd say, why are you wearing cologne, Seb? Because this is my time. You're on my time. And I want to smell nice. So, I talk about dress smart, paint smart. It goes into everything. Brush your teeth. Put on some cologne. Be prepared for painting like you're serious about painting. Get out your Two Studs Ranch. I haven't forgotten about your Two Studs Ranch. I reached out to Two Studs Ranch and said, send me some animal pics and we'll turn one into a painting. I've just got a couple of, I've got a bit of a backlog of commissions locked down at the moment, but I'm hoping to slip 2 studs in possibly late this month. As soon as there comes an opening or like a commission falls through, I fill the gap with one of these passion projects, so we're always busy. Paints me, that's a very boring colour. Part of the fun of painting is that you get access to all the colours. That's what I love about it. And I love how tactile it is, guys. Paint has this really tactile feel to it. You hear me say the word all the time, but it is primal. It's there's a sensation to it. It's hard to explain. Thanks, Two Studs. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. And thank you very much, Hinata. I appreciate that too. But don't worry, Two Studs. Even though I'm all over the show, I messaged you because I did want to do it, and I like that Highlander bull. I think it's a really cool picture, really good quality, and it's going to be really fun. I'll actually show you the style of canvas that I want to put it on. I'll just apply this little bit of paint to the legs here. Give me just a second. And then I'll be all over it with you. Kia ora! Man, there's a lot of Kiwis up at night. What are you doing, guys? Go get some sleep. I thought, jeepers, if I go live at this time, I'll be the only fella from New Zealand. But I'm wrong. I get all sorts of people, and that's fun. It's difficult to change things in the painting after a certain point, Jason. It depends. Not really, no. I like to say always don't ever let the actual paint that you've added in the past guide where your future stroke's going to go. If you know things need to move over or come up or expand or shrink, then apply paint just like that. If you let previous strokes that are in the wrong place guide your future ones, that's just going to be a recipe for disaster and spiral the painting out of control. Yeah. The best way to get rid of an imperfect stroke or an imperfect piece is 25 perfect pieces. Replace bad strokes with 25 good strokes. I think I said that right. I hope I said that right. It's looking awesome. Kiwis are on a different rhythm. Yes, it seems they are. Canvas for 2 starts. Hold on. Right. It'll be like this. So it won't be a regular shaped canvas, it'll be a longer one. So that way the bull's horns can extend across the length of it. And that's what we're after. So this is a 450 by 900. And it's just a really fun size canvas. And with something much longer so I can really express the horns. Cheers, 2 stars. Appreciate it. Right. Coming back to this painting, the next colour I'm going to grab is going to be a bunch of yellow. Call me mellow yellow. There we go. Your work is beautiful. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Let's have a look-see here. So I brought in the yellow and I'm mixing it into the sienna I've already got because it was already on the brush. And that's going to turn into like a yellow, I suppose like a yellow oxide, which is actually more appropriate than just this raw yellow. I'm going to combine that with a bunch of white to get myself a special tan colour. I could have just grabbed a tan, but I want to make my own. Sometimes part of the fun with painting, guys, is not just grabbing out of the tube, it's mixing your own paint. Thinking, I want this colour, and then going ahead and making it. It's like when a chef thinks, no, I'm done buying these sauces or done buying this soup, I'm going to make my own. That sort of satisfaction. I mean, I assume. I don't know for sure. Do you stretch your own canvas? I've got a guy named Tenji, and he lives just down the road from me. And he stretches the canvases for me. Otherwise, I would. So Tenji looks after me fantastically on the canvas front. And he's been doing it for 40 years. Now, sometimes there's a delay on canvases because he won't stretch if the humidity's not right. The conditions need to be perfect. So that way, the end result is, because Tenji's taken pride, and a lot of pride over the years, in making canvases to go on world-class artworks, and he likes to know that actually, if any of the artwork does become very famous, the canvas is done perfectly. And the humidity, and the temperature, and the stretch, and the quality, and everything was as high as it could be. So, I can see you have prints on your website now, Jason. I've been experimenting there. So, there's a few things up there, but it's not perfect yet. What I really wanted, Jason, was to have the products, to click into an image and to be able to see the products of all different kinds with that one piece of artwork. But I'm struggling to make it work like that. So I may just list individual products, which will be fairly niggly. But we'll see. We will see. Why don't you paint on wood? I chop and change, guys. So wood's really good because it's thinner. So there's a bunch of things to like about wood in terms of it shipping nicely. And if you notice here, there's a bit of bounce to canvas. So these are perks that you get with wood. There's no bounce to wood. Holds its ground. It's easier to be rough with wood. So big fan of that. But the reason I've come back to canvas again is Tenji has been looking after me, and he's had the ability to make canvases for me, which has meant that I've actually had a good stream of really high quality canvases to paint on. So while that asset's there, I'm going to use it. That's what I reckon. Who yawned? Not me. That wasn't me. Who was that? Does he also gesso them for you? No, he does not. No, I do that because since I'm going to do that anyway, there's no point in him wasting his time. He does the perfect canvas and I'll gesso them. And that's a good deal. Even if you buy your canvases pre-gessoed, guys, it's a really good idea that you gesso them yourself, because that just lets you know the surface you're working with. So, big fan of that. And plus, sometimes there's dust on the surface of the canvas, even if it's been wrapped. Sometimes dust just has a way of getting everywhere. And once it's in your studio, if you gesso it, you remove all that dust and you open up the opportunity to actually have a fresh go, have a fresh surface where nothing can mess with your process. Big fan. How long does it take you to finish a painting this size? So usually 7 to 15 hours. 7 if I'm on fire. At the moment, this one's pushing 7 already, and it's a long way from finished. So this one will end up much closer to the 15-hour mark. And that's okay. Typically though, if you're wanting a painting, it's good to land on the 7 mark. That's where you want it to be. 5 to 7, which means the accuracy of the brush strokes were high. And so with less paint, the subject is well depicted. With this, there'll be more paint and the subject will be as well depicted. But sometimes it's nice to see it really clean. Whack! Done with a minimal amount of strokes, but showing the exact same amount of impressionism. That's special, guys. That's real special. Hello, Now I'm really curious in how the end result would be then. Yeah. So we could compare heavily layered works to quicker works all day long, but at the end of the day, when the painting's finished and the bell rings on it, then it's representing the subject as good as I believe I can capture. There we go. Now we've got a colour. Been saying hello for ages. Sorry, Evers. Sometimes I miss it. I hope you're well. We'll be here for... What's our time at, team? I'm going to hang out till... Hello, Mick. Welcome. I'm going to hang out till 12. Then at 12, your boy's going to grab some shut-eye and come back. And then morning, thank you so much. Will you be on at the same time tomorrow, Jason? Tomorrow morning, since I don't have to rush down to the delivery place, I'll wake up. I've got some people who have been requesting commissions. And I try and get back to them as fast as I can because that lets them know timelines and things like that, Jason. So I'll probably do those in the morning, but expect to see me anywhere between, depending on how long that takes me, because I've got to price up some things, 8 to 10 o'clock. I reckon 8 to 10 is a solid bet. Usually I jump on a bit earlier, but I can already feel it in my body. Tonight I'm going to need my beauty sleep, so I appreciate y'all understanding that. I was so tired today. I got sent around, I should have just gone straight to my regular post shop, my freight company, but I thought I'll just check a few other places, see what they've got going on. Immediate regret. You've got a good thing going, guys. Don't shop around. That's what I did with my freight company. And I'll never do it again. Did you match your shirt with the painting? It wasn't intentional, but that's what they say is happening. So here we are. There we go. Just adding in these highlights to it. Wow, you've been up all day? I have been dabbling away. So I disappeared for the middle of the day because I ran off to do a bunch of freight deliveries. And then I came back, got set up and went for another round. So here I am. Here I am. This is me. Nowhere else on earth I'd rather be. Why so many red strokes? They'll tone themselves back. We noticed or realised a lot of red areas. So we're just going to let it happen. Part of the fun. Where are you currently painting? Are you in your studio? Haven't seen the location before. So this is another corner of the Corona studio. So you have seen this location before, Jason, but not this corner of the studio. So I'm mixing things up and keeping you on your toes. It's part of the fun. Will I miss Jacinda? Look, that's a very innocent question, but this is an art channel, and we want to make sure we don't go into political stuff. Not because I mind, but someone watching may just want to unwind. And the last thing they want to hear is my political opinion or apply paint to a face. And get a little bit of hay fever. There we go. Yeah, appreciate that, guys. Here we go. So I've just got these greys now. I'm just building these greys. Just noticing areas I could use them. I just need to move over a wee bit, but that's okay. It's not the first time I've done that. Perfect. That sounded like a no. Like I say, very keen to make sure we keep this as an art channel. Bye, Seb. Better get some sleep. I fully agree. Here sooner than you think, actually, because my battery life on the iPad's 10%, so we'll dabble for a little bit longer. We'll hit the 5, but then I'll clock out too. Thanks for joining, T, and I will see you tomorrow. Very exciting. Do you remember what your first commission painting was? My first commission painting? Not really, no. I remember a few of them fairly vividly, but I don't remember one in particular more than the first one. The first one, I'm trying to remember it, but I'm struggling. Here we go. This kid's face is going to move over a wee bit. It's going to be golden, just like that. Just like that. Just like that. There we go. The red is aggressive. The red will die back. Don't you worry about that red. Don't worry, these aren't a bunch of sunburnt little tackers. They'll come into their own. It's got to give them a chance. There we go. Excuse my sniffling, guys. There's a little bit of hay fever in this room. There must be some pollen that's leaked in. There we go. Perfect. It helps with the undertones. Yes, indeed. So hot. I don't know where you are in the world, but perhaps it is. I reckon you live somewhere close to the equator. That's my best guess. Here we go. There we are. A little bit more in there. A little bit more across there. And a little bit more through there. Whoop! There's our 5%. Alright guys, my iPad's about to die. So I'm gonna hit the track. But I really appreciate everyone who joined in today. It's been fantastic. Yeah. 5-minute warning. I'm going to wash this brush. Love this brush. This is coming along really well. The colours are a little bit fluoro, but don't worry, they'll tone back. The next thing to do is to put on a bit more gloss medium, lift it up a bit more, and just let those greys, let those metallic blues do their work. Just tone the whole image into a place where you're comfortable with it. Cheers, guys. All right, I'm on the move. Look after yourselves, and I will see you all next time. Probably tomorrow, New Zealand time, between 8 and 10, but we'll see. We will see. Wherever you are in the world, have a great day or a great night. Bye, guys.